Takulandirani ku AMTV Malawi kuchimake kwa nkhani zenizeni. Ngati nkhani imeneyo kuno kulibe, dziwani kuti nkhani imeneyo ndi yabodza.
Thank you so much, the Right Honorable Deputy Speaker. Good morning. Walankhula Izi would like to ask a supplementary question to the Minister of Water. If they can also access to the recoverable gravity water which has gone to Maskira, and for Maskira, if it can go to Kwalala, Chimbalanga, and the Nankuyu, and also from the Maskira water tank, the water gravity recoverable, which is also being used, the one which is being used by Blantyre Water Board. Even if the Blantyre Water Board are going to take over from the Maskira to Ngumera, the villages of Ngumera, Manyumba, and also Mwawihe, because the water there, the underwater, the boreholes, the water is so salty whenever we drew water from there. It's so salty. So if you can use the gravity water from Rikubula, we might salute the Minister of Water to do that. And we are not going to vandalize it. We are so peaceful. But also we have the police around those areas. They are going to man the piped water. Thank you so much, the Right Honorable Deputy Speaker.
Thank you very much, Mangochi West.
Thank you very much, First Deputy Speaker, for this opportunity to the people of Mangochi West to ask a supplementary question to the Minister of Agriculture, Irrigation and Water Development. Through you, Mr. First Deputy Speaker, sir, I would like to bring to the attention of the Honorable Minister that the previous government committed itself that it will extend the water system from Ntakadaga Turnoff, from Kozebe, going to Malembo, Chantulo, up to Nankumba headquarters. Now, the people of Mangochi West would like the minister to assure them if this commitment still stands with this government. Thank you, Right Honorable First Deputy Speaker, sir.
Thank you very much. Honourable Minister.
Thank you very much, Mr. Deputy Speaker. The supplementary question from Rumpi West on Hewe water supply scheme. Mr. Deputy Speaker, as I put it, the current situation can only be resolved by the Hewe Water Users Association because they are the ones that are in charge of the water supply around Hewe. However, they are facing problems in terms of operations to the extent that they are not maintaining the water supply system. So this is an area that we need to work on. Otherwise, the issue of interconnection with TASMA is a completely new project that the ministry has to look at because this will be a parallel pipeline. Mr. Deputy Speaker, the supplementary question from Mulanje West, I've noted the supplementary question and I wish to assure my honorable sister, member Mulanje West, that this issue will be looked into and will bring you the answers as soon as possible. On the commitment to Takataka Malembo Chantulo water supply, as pointed out by Mangochi West, I will again note this matter and come back to you, Honorable Member Mangochi West, on what this government will do about that commitment. But as we are aware, Mr. Deputy Speaker, government is a continuous entity, so I don't think one commitment for such an important project can be brought down because government has changed. So we'll look into it and then we'll respond accordingly. Thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honourable Minister. Now we move to question number 22, Honourable Member for Neno North. But before Neno East, but before you ask your questions, reading through the order paper, not many new members of Parliament have their questions listed. Can I encourage honor members that are coming to Parliament for the first time, please, let's submit our questions. This is the only way where we are seated here, we can interact with the people that sent us here. So can I encourage the honor members to do that? Neno East, you have the floor.
Thank you so much, Mr. First Deputy Speaker, sir. I rise to confirm that question number 22, appearing under my name on today's order paper, is indeed from people of Neno East, under Group Village Zarewa, Patterson, Malango, Naminjale, Kandoji. Thank you, Mr. First Deputy Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honour Member. Honour Minister.
Thank you very much, Mr. Deputy Speaker. I would like to thank the member for Neno East for this very important question on the current situation in her constituency. Mr. Speaker, sir, the residents at Zarewa Trading Center are indeed struggling to access safe and clean potable water. This is a very busy area in terms of business, and the residents in this area have actually written us at the ministry asking us to why they can't access safe water. Mr. Speaker, sir, again, I thank the member for Neno East for this important question. We actually discussed this matter, I and the member of parliament for Neno East, and we've agreed, Mr. Speaker, sir, that I will visit the project tomorrow morning. And Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, I'm visiting this project because in my ministry, when I asked why this very important area does not have water, I'm sure all of us know this area. There are tracks, there's a lot happening, but there's no safe water. So they told me that there was a contractor that was put there to work on the project so that they can bring water. But then the previous government stopped the project. They did not fund the project, and it has to stall due to limited financial resources. This is a serious matter, and I promise the member for Neno East that we will make sure that there is water supply as soon as we can. It will be a priority. Thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honour Minister. Just to applaud you on the positiveness to the question that was posed and the agency you've taken. The chair is so excited with the type of answers coming from ministers. I will recognize 3 supplementary questions. I'll start with Lilongwe Kumachenga, Nkatabe South, and I'll go to the honour member at the back in is that pink? You know, men are not good at colors. Is that a pink tie or?
Orange, I think orange.
It's an orange tie, like the PP political party color. So that honourable member, please. What's your constituency?
Gromot constituency.
Oh, there's a Golomot. Oh, my uncle, I didn't know you were seated there. Thank you very much. Machenga, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Honorable, Right Honorable Deputy Speaker. First Deputy Speaker. First of all, let me congratulate you for attending that city. Otherwise, as we congratulate you, we're also missing you in the ISOs here. You know, by attending that city, as we congratulate you, I don't think your skills are being fully used. We are missing you here in the ISOs. You have only left Joshua here, Honorable the Joshua here, as part of your skills. Really, we are missing the entertainment, which was there before you moved there. But otherwise, we congratulate you. Honorable FDH, First Deputy Speaker, Yes, in short, it's FDS. I would want to ask the Honorable Minister if he... Yes, thank you. In short, is FDS, Honorable FDS, in short. Thank you. I would want to ask the Honorable Minister if there are plans to erect some more water tanks. I'm asking this question just because in my constituency, Lilongwe Machenga, if not the whole Lilongwe is now developing, and that has not spared the Lilongwe Machenga, which is towards Lilongwe West, where the city is going very fast, there. There in Lilongwe Machenga, we are missing this development of water. For example, the people of Lilongwe Airwing, specifically the Acacia, where a lot of development have taken place, we don't have enough water there. So my question is, are there plans to erect more water tanks where maybe you will be there maybe to also Lilongwe Machenga, as there's a shortage of water? Thank you.
Nkadabe South.
Thank you, First Deputy Speaker, sir, for according Nkadabe South constituency to present a supplementary question to the Minister. This is on the Dwambazi Rural Gravity Water Supply Scheme, which was funded by World Bank in 2016. To date, this project has stalled, and the people of TA's Rakoma, being a hub of Chilchils or Bonya, for that matter, houses many people across the country to buy this type of fish, which is very popular. But because of the heavy populated area, we have boreholes, but they do not suffice the need of the water supply. And you may also recall that there was heavy attack of cholera in the last 2 years because of lack of water supply. The same case applies, Honorable Minister, through the First Deputy Speaker, that the Northern Region Water Board had also started a water project from the north of the constituency in 2018, and this also has stalled. So this area, First Deputy Speaker, sir, houses a lot of tourists. You know, Nkadabe South is a tourist hub, and yet we don't have water supply. We may need your help, please. Thank you.
The Honourable Member for Deza Goromoti.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker, for giving me this opportunity to stand and voice out the wish of the people of the Goromoti constituency. I would like to ask the Honourable Minister if they can consider Goromoti, the East Goromoti constituency. Honourable Minister, just to let you know more about my area. We are very close to Lake Malawi, and most of the areas we don't have good water. May I ask your good ministry to consider us by accessing the water from the Lake Malawi, since we are very close to the lake. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker. I would like to thank the three honorable members for their questions, supplementary questions. The first supplementary question is from Lilongwe Machenga, and the honorable member is asking whether my ministry can consider erection of water tanks in Lilongwe Machenga. Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, my immediate response would be that the ministry will assess the situation in Lilongwe Machenga so that we can come up with the best way possible to supply water to the area. Mr. Deputy Speaker, Nkatabe South lamented the 2 projects at Dwambazi water supply scheme and the one that is that was being implemented by Northern Region Water Board, which stalled in 2018, which started in 2018, the other one in 2016, and they are both not in operation. Mr. Deputy Speaker, I would like to assure the honorable member that we will look into this issue and see why these 2 projects have stalled and see whether we can revamp the 2 projects so that there is adequate water supply in Nkatabe South. We appreciate the importance of this area having water and the consequences of not having safe water for the people in this area. So I want to assure the member that we will indeed look at this project seriously. Mr. Deputy Speaker, the 3rd question was from Deta Goromoti, asking my ministry to look into the possibility of the area accessing water from the lake. Mr. Deputy Speaker, again, we'll have to assess the situation because I don't think the issue is just to access water from the lake, but provision of safe water to the area. So that will be my response for now. Thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honourable Minister. We now move to, why are you raising?
A supplementary question.
We've already taken 3 supplementary questions, and we will consider you in the next questions to do with water.
It's something to do with the minister.
Then if it's something to do with the minister personally, I will request the minister to meet you outside the chamber. So you can have an opportunity to sort out that. Let's move to question number 23. The honorable member for Mzimba South. Mzimba South, you have the floor.
Thank you so much, Mr. First Deputy Speaker, for giving the people of Mzimba South to confirm question number 23. Before I do that, Mr. First Deputy Speaker, that question was in 2 words. It was talking about gender water project and also Mbangweni water project. Therefore, I want to confirm the 2nd portion only, because for gender, last week, through your office, Mr. First Deputy Speaker, we approved a bill of $27 million that is coming at gender for water project. So I'm happy for that. The Minister of Finance did it, and we did it in this house. We thank government for quickly moving in to resolve the question, part 1 of gender water projects. Therefore, I confirm, Madam Minister of Agriculture, I confirm that you tackle part 2 of Mbangweni, even though last weekend the contractor also came on the ground. So maybe I should just withdraw. Therefore, Mr. First Deputy Speaker, I thank government, I thank the Minister of Agriculture and Water Irrigation that the contractor for Mbangweni Water Articulation Project is on the ground right now digging holes so that at least the pipes we can have good water at Mbangweni. I don't need to bother you with that question. Sit down, relax, just come to Mbangweni to supervise that project. Thank you so much, Mr. First Deputy Speaker.
Honourable member, are you confirming that the government has attended to both your questions?
Mr. First Deputy Speaker, on behalf of TM Zuguzugu, TM Zugola, Mzuguzugu is concerned about the Mbangweni Water Articulation Project, which she is doing. The gender water supply system is under TM Zugola, which she is also doing. Thank you so much, through the Minister of Finance.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for that. And the honourable member has withdrawn his question in totality, and we will not recognize supplementary questions to the same because the question has been withdrawn. Honourable members, just to highlight, if we get, there's a yellow folder that is always placed a day before for all our questions at the entrance of Parliament. The entrance of Parliament meaning the entrance to the chamber. There are two shelves that questions are placed. They are yellow in color. The only reason we put them there is for us to make our corrections. If you go on those two yellow folders, you find all the questions listed. If you want to make corrections, that yellow folder allows you to do that. But I know you would want to make corrections in the house because this is where your people believe you are here. Because politically, people in the constituencies would say he's not in the house, they are not in the house, she's not attending Parliament. That's why we do allow you to make those corrections in the house. But if you want to do it softly, you can do it right on the yellow folders outside. Thank you very much. Done with agriculture, because that question was withdrawn. We now move to questions under the Minister of Education, Science and Technology. And question number 25, I recognize the honour member for Zomba Malosa. Zomba Malosa, you have the floor.
Thank you so much, First Deputy Speaker. Zomba Malosa would like to confirm that the question on today's orders paper is really coming from people of TA Malemia, Senior Group Minama, Group Somba, Group DC. I would like to confirm. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Before I recognize the Minister, honour members, those phone ringtones can be avoided. Let's not bring our phones here. Just to inform you, there are iPhone 17s that don't have those type of ring phones. Thank you very much. Honour Minister of Education.
Thank you, Right Honourable First Deputy Speaker, for the opportunity to respond to the question from the eminent Member of Parliament from Zomba Malosa. But a few days ago, in your absence, Mr. First Deputy Speaker, I did congratulate you for attaining the position of First Deputy Speaker. I said then that you were a worthy candidate for the position, and we were all proud to see you in that chair. I said then, and I will say now, that we enjoyed your participation in the debate in the House. Parliament has gained in you having been elected First Deputy Speaker, but then Parliament has also lost in you leaving the floor and debating. But at the end of the day, congratulations, sir. First Deputy Speaker, let me thank the Honourable the Honourable Member for Zomba Malosa for her question in which she is asking the Ministry of Education, Science and Technology to consider constructing a community-day secondary school at Nchengawedi zone. According to the Honourable Member, the aforementioned zone has 10 primary schools that benefit from Songani Zone School, Domas Demonstration School, which is congested. And due to congestion, the ministry introduced a double shift of learning at Domas Demonstration. And therefore, she's requesting the ministry to consider her request. Mr. First Deputy Speaker, sir, let me agree with Honourable Member on the need to construct a community-day secondary school in Nchengawadi zone, as this area has currently no community-day secondary school. So I would like to assure the Honourable Minister that my ministry will support her in building this secondary school. It has been recognized when we made the assessment that as a result of there being no community-day secondary school in this area, all secondary school going students are forced to compete for limited spaces at the Domas Demonstration, which also serves as a district day secondary school. we believe that in establishing this community day secondary school, learners from Msambaisa, Kanjuli Primary School, Chengawedi Primary School, Mapalo Primary School, Sanjama Private Primary School, Little Angels Foundation Primary School, Chizai Private, and Makungulu Primary Schools will have access to a nearby secondary school and ease the congestion at Domas demonstration. Currently, the students from the primary schools that I narrated are walking a distance of over 10 kilometers to access education at Domasi. Let me inform the honorable member that there is a template that has been established for constructing community day secondary schools in Zomba District Council. I would like the honorable member to consult the council and follow the template of Manoka Community Day Secondary School that has been constructed in your neighboring constituency, Zomba Changalube. There's a template there for the construction of community day secondary schools. In collaboration with the ministry, we will support the completion of this community secondary school, and we will, as soon as it is completed, provide you with adequate teachers, adequate materials, and adequate learning materials. I thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Thank you very much. I will now recognize the honorable member for Zomba Chingale, who used to be my neighbor when I seated over there. And I'll go to the honorable member for Lilongwe Mapuyu South yes. Constituency. And we'll go to the honorable member for Mulanje Southeast, in that order, please. Thank you.
Thank you, First Deputy Speaker. Yes, I was your neighbor. I congratulated you. But you decided to leave me behind. First Deputy Speaker, I would like to ask a supplementary question to the Honorable Minister of Education. In 2019, as you already explained in this House, DPP had secured 250 community day secondary schools. Before DPP left government, 60 community day secondary schools had already been allocated. And those are the only community day secondary schools that have been constructed. So the country has lost 180 community day secondary schools. You have not explained why we lost the 190 secondary schools. Otherwise, Zomba Malosa couldn't have placed that question here. A community day secondary school could have already been constructed. Would like to benefit from the ministry why we lost 190 community day secondary schools. Thank you, Mr. First Deputy Speaker.
Thank you very much. Lilongwe Mapuyu South.
Thank you, Mr. First Deputy Speaker. My supplementary question from Lilongwe Mapuyu South to the Minister of Education is basically on what plans the minister has to cushion the schools, both primary schools and the secondary schools, following the abolition of school fees. The schools are really complaining that the fees were supplementing and contributing towards some development work in the schools, including maintenance, sometimes even construction of girls' hostels. So I wanted to know what are the plans from the ministry, whether you have plans to increase the school improvement grants that the government provide, and whether that is reflected in the revised budget. Thank you.
Before Mulanje Southeast, before you, I just want to recognize the honorable member for Lilongwe Mapuyu South. The honorable member for Lilongwe Mapuyu South this morning is visited, and this house is privileged to have visitors from his constituency, 83 learners and 14 teachers from Mpadala. Is that the correct way? Pandula LOE School in Lilongwe Mapuyu South constituency. Can I ask the visitors, the students and their teachers to rise in the gallery? And the honorable member rise and wave your students and the teachers. Thank you very much. Welcome to Parliament. Thank you very much, honorable member for Lilongwe Mapuyu South, for bringing us all those students. The chair was actually looking at one of the girls to be the next member of Parliament. I don't know when. You are safe for now because they look to be in standard 7. So you must be safe for now. You can come back in 2030. Honorable member for Mulanje South East. What is that hand for, honorable member?
Honorable First Deputy Speaker, I also went to that primary school myself, Pandula LOE School. Thank you so much. So I can
with that, can I ask the students and the teachers to rise again?
To rise again.
So your alumni can wave at you. Please rise again. You are so lucky to have 2 honorable members. Thank you very much. You can sit. You can sit. You can sit. Thank you very much.
Watch out!
Honor members, order. Order, honor members. Order, honor members. The chair did not hear what you were asking the students to do because the chair did not listen. And the students can only listen from the chair, not any one of you. The other thing, honorable Marijani, you've just crucified yourself. The students will need to meet their alumni before they go this afternoon. So thank you very much.
Now I'm ready to meet the students.
Thank you. Thank you. Honorable member for Mulanje Southeast, you have the floor.
First Deputy Speaker, I would like to ask a supplementary question to the Minister of Education. But before I do that, receive congratulations from Senior Chief Mabuka and Chief Sunganzeru, who are very proud of you for having been elevated to that position. And I would also want to congratulate the Minister of Education on his appointment as Minister of Education. Honorable Minister, we wanted to find out when you're going to consider constructing a secondary school at Mpala, where we are having a lot of problems with students traveling over long distances to go to Vonken CDSS and Mironde CDSS. And as I had advised in my maiden speech, where I indicated that we receive rains for most parts of the year. And it's very difficult for students to be walking in rains over long distances. And we would have loved if you accommodated us with a secondary school at Impala and ensure that the secondary schools that we have within the constituency are well resourced. As at now, we are worried because we have to involve communities to construct laboratories and libraries, and we're having a lot of problems to resource these ones. I thank you, Honorable First Deputy Speaker. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I've recognized the honorable recognized 3 supplementary questions. I will use my discretion after the minister has answered because he only has 1 question on the order paper. I will use my discretion And I will get another set of 3 after he has responded. So, Honourable Minister.
Thank you very much, Mr. First Deputy Speaker, for the opportunity to respond to the 3 supplementary questions. First, beginning with Zomba Chingali, where he indicates that the Malawi government and the American government agreed for 250 secondary schools. Only 60 were started when the DPP government was leaving office in 2020. What happened to the other 190? Mr. Speaker, Mr. First Deputy Speaker, sir, I did address this question last week, but I will repeat the response. First and foremost, let me acknowledge that when the 60 secondary schools were being commenced in 2020, the honorable gentleman who asked the question, Zomba Chingali, was actually the Minister of Education. So congratulations to him that these 60 secondary schools were commenced. I would therefore indicate that his successors in office did not start any secondary school at all. And the 190 secondary schools were lost due to incompetence, inefficiencies, and issues of integrity. When I said issues of integrity, I actually do mean corruption. I use some language to try and be a little more polite, but it is corruption when I say the issues of integrity. So we lost this secondary school because of these shortcomings on the part of the Malawi Congress Party government. And we are here, each constituency not having received the secondary school that was promised because of those reasons. And Malawi shall forever remain shortchanged as a result of that. Honorable Speaker, I also would like to acknowledge the question from Lilongwe Mapuyu South for his question, and knowing that he has got his constituents in this House, I will be as elaborate as I can in responding to this question. Honorable Member, I'll be coming with a ministerial statement next week where I will explain some of the things. And if you remember, the Honorable Minister of Finance, in presenting the budget statement, did dwell at length regarding the funding that he is going to provide to schools. What is the agenda of the government? The agenda of the government is to make sure that our children, the next generation, receives education. They are all educated without exception. We recognize that fees and other payments are what I would call barriers to education. So we want to remove those barriers and make sure that children, all children, irrespective of their station in life, receive education. So government is therefore prepared and ready to fund and finance and invest, especially the word I should use is invest in the education of the next generation. So the money that was needed to buy this and that will be provided by government to ensure that there's no excuse for turning our children away from school. I thank you, Mr. Second Deputy Speaker.
Members, there's still one more question.
There's one more question.
From Mulanje Southeast.
Mr. First Deputy Speaker, this question from Mulanje Southeast is to ask the Ministry of Education to construct a secondary school at Impale. Honorable First Deputy Speaker, this would ordinarily be a new question, but the response is that my ministry will investigate the suitability of a secondary school at Impali. He doesn't have to come again and ask this question because it has
For record purposes, Honour Minister, the place is called Impala.
Impala.
Impala. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I heard it as Impala. It's Impala. Yes, indeed, at Impala. So we have taken note of the need, we will investigate it, and when found necessary, we'll support the Honourable Minister in ensuring that there is a secondary school at Impala. The ministry's policy is that no child should walk over 5 kilometers to access secondary education. Therefore, that will be the guiding principle in deciding to build a secondary school at Impala. I thank you, Mr. First Deputy Speaker.
Thank you very much. Can I do an all ladies round, starting with Chikwawa West, Mulanje West, don't remember at the back, Dowa Central. Then we'll just go straight to Nchisi Central. But before the four ladies take the floor, we have a point of order from the Deputy Whip, Malawi Congress Party. Deputy Whip.
Thank you very much, First Deputy Speaker, for allowing me to request a point of order. Is it in order for the Minister of Education to accuse Malawi Congress Party of being corrupt on the issues of the 250 secondary schools, and yet there is a report that you said has in his ministry sitting there on what really happened on those 250 secondary schools to be revised downwards. And why should he accuse the Malawi Congress Party of being corrupt? And yet it was the donors because of the agreement that they had with DPP at first, because the first agreement was just to construct blocks, not a full secondary school. But when Malawi Congress Party came into power, it was revised that we need a full secondary school where kids will go and start learning. So is that in order, First Deputy Speaker, sir? Thank you.
Thank you very much. Honorable Whip, I think it's a matter of semantics, and we will not be carrying the whole essence of the ministries to Parliament. As ministries, they belong to the executive arm of government. The arguments that have been raised by the Honorable Minister of Education, he's the current minister in that ministry, and the Whip, if you have contrary information to that, what you've given, if it is true, the chair cannot conclude to say what you have said is what is in the report. So I would request you, when the minister comes to the House with a statement next week, please be available to provide this House with such information. Thank you. So you cannot take a point of order on another point of order. Honorable, that will not be procedural. Is it on the minister? Because you can only take a point of order on the minister, not on the Whip from Malawi Congress Party. You mean a point of clarification which is not in our standing orders? Okay, can I allow you a point of order on what the minister said, please? Actually, that is becoming in the next set of clarification.
Point of clarification. The Malawi government at that time, excuse me.
Point of clarification, because we don't want to confuse the chairperson of the Legal Affairs Committee, who is going to be updating the standing orders.
Thank you, First Deputy Speaker. I just wanted to make this point clear. When, at that particular time in 2019, the Malawi government and USAID agreed to construct community day secondary schools, and we were able to count them, not school blocks. not school blocks.
We will request the Honorable Minister of Education, when he comes with a ministerial statement, to include this issue in the statement so that the House can be alerted or given more information on what transpired. I'm not available for now to put a ruling to the former Minister of Education, because I wouldn't be making myself justice, because I know he has information and the current minister has information, the whip has information, they all have information. So for now, let's respect all that information until next week when we have a ministerial statement. I've exhausted all my point of orders. No, I've exhausted all my point of orders. Something procedure, it is a government day today, and it's only the front benches that can bring procedural business to the House.
Honorable Speaker, someone is speaking not from his seat, not from her seat. That's what I want to ask. Is it in order that somebody should be speaking with a different name tag? That is not her seat. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Actually, our own standing orders don't allow us to make statements in the House. So I recognize the Honorable Whip on a wrong seat. That will not happen again. Thank you very much, Zomba Marosa. She is part of the leadership, but she was supposed to speak from the position that was allocated to her. So next time she will consider that. Can we start from Chikwawa West and do the supplementary questions?
Thank you very much, First Deputy Speaker, for recognizing the people of Chikwawa West to ask a supplementary question of education. It's on the same, the 250 secondary schools. Some places in my constituency, Maleme and Chitumba, the chiefs and community were already informed about these schools, and they already identified land. I just want to maybe ask the minister, when he's coming with the ministerial statement, if he can also include, maybe consider informing these people what will happen to this land, because they were already told. And you know, Honorable First Deputy Speaker, when you go to the villages and tell them there are these projects which are coming, and then the projects are not there, there are a lot of speculations, a lot of issues. We are called names, maybe you have taken it to another place, maybe you have sold it, you have whatever they can call us. So I just want him maybe to, when he's coming, to inform these people what plans are there so that they should benefit from these schools. Yes, we understand there were mismanagement and other issues that happened when they were constructing these schools, but for the communities, this is maybe to them, it's none of their business. They want the schools to be done. What plans are there to make sure they benefit from the secondary schools? Thank you, First Deputy Speaker.
Thank you very much, Mulanje West.
Thank you so much, the Right Honorable Deputy Speaker.
Recognize you later after I take the questions.
Thank you so much, the Right Honorable Deputy Speaker, and through you, Mulanje West would like to ask a supplementary to the Minister of Education that Luangwa was also earmarked for one of the secondary schools, the beneficiaries of secondary school, and also Ngodi. Under Group 3 Headman Kwalala, and also Luangwa under the Group 3 Headman Mwawihe. These schools are going to be fed by Luangwa Primary School and also Chimwamwezi as well as Kiziwe. And God is going to be fed by Kwalala Primary and God itself as well, Muhio. The secondary schools from these primary schools are so far, whereby our girls are suffering. Some of them, we have a number of dropouts because of the distance. We constructed some secondary schools at Chidea, which is far away from Luangwa as well. And the girls and boys, they failed to go there because of the distance. And those from Ngodi to Kuala is far as well. And then Ngodi to Maria Primary School, new constructed secondary school, is far as well. So it's going to be fed with Muhio, which is closer, the full primary school. So we'd like to ask your good office to consider, and since these secondary schools were earmarked, if you can construct these secondary schools in Mulanje West. And there are some schools which I've given you, they were also earmarked from Mulanje Bale in your page that they've got to be constructed. The Right Honorable Speaker did ask me to add those secondary schools from Mulanje Bale, and I'm sure you're going to meet with him during tea time. Thanks so much, the Right Honorable Minister. Thanks so much.
Nchisi, is that Nchisi? Sorry? Odowa Central constituency, the people from Mponera Trading Center.
Thank you so much, Mr. Deputy Speaker, for considering the people of Odowa Central to ask a supplementary question. There have been plans to construct a secondary school at Sidze, which will help the students from Kalipindile, Kapotera, Chilima, and surrounding areas, whereby students who walk for over 17 kilometers to get their secondary education at Mponela. These plans have been there for over 6 years now, but a school hasn't been constructed up to now. I therefore request the Ministry of Education to consider constructing this secondary school at Sidze so that the students from this area should be helped. I think 17 to 18 kilometers, it's just a lot for them every day. Thank you so much.
Nchisi South, that's the last supplementary question.
Thank you, Mr. First Deputy Speaker, for recognizing Nchisi Central East.
On Nchisi Central East.
Nchisi Central East.
Thank you very much.
To ask a supplementary question. Honorable Minister, I want to find out if you have a plans to construct a secondary school where the chiefs already providing the place. This place, we were waiting for 250 secondary schools. So, as Chikwawa West said that when the secondary promised to the community, they asked the member of parliament, where is our school? So, do you have a plan? Thank you, Mr. First Deputy Speaker.
Can you say the place again? The place where the secondary school was to be built?
In my constituency, we have a place in Dinda, Pangwa, and Sambagusi. There are 3 places. Chiefs already provided the place. Thank you, Mr. First Deputy Speaker.
Thank you very much. Honour Minister, Leader, before the Honour Minister, I see you rising.
Yes, First Deputy Speaker, I that question time be extended after health break to allow for ministers to answer a few more questions before we move to the ministerial statement. I beg to move.
Honour members, I have a motion on the floor from the Leader of the House that question time be extended after health break. Those of that opinion say aye. Those of the contrary opinion say no. The ayes have it, the motion is carried. Honour Minister of Education.
Thank you very much, Mr. First Deputy Speaker, for the opportunity to respond to the second set of supplementary questions, starting with Chikwawa West. May I ask the honourable member to repeat the places where land was allocated, because we want to really assist, but so we want to make sure that we have the correct information. And if she can, like everyone else who has given specific places, is to write me a note so that the correct spelling of the place is actually recorded and taken to the ministry. We're asking this because we would like to address these issues seriously, knowing that members come to this house representing their people, carrying important messages, and we want to address or respond to those matters with the seriousness that they deserve. So, Honourable Member for Chikwawa, could you repeat the places for the audio to record, but if you can also write to me the names of the places before I respond to the question.
Chikwawa West.
Thank you very much, First Deputy Speaker. The places are Chitumba and Malemi.
Thank you very much. I hope you have also sent the written submission to the Honourable Minister for the correct spellings of those places you have mentioned. Thank you very much. Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Mr. First Deputy Speaker. Let me thank the honourable member for bringing to my attention the fact that 2 places were identified. I think we will make sure that there is fairness in the distribution of secondary schools. I believe that the commitment at the time was that there is going to be 1 secondary school per constituency, but I'm beginning to hear 2 or 3 places. But that is not the issue. The issue is that we'll make sure that there's a secondary school within easy access. Now, the problem that I also see, as you remember in my response last week, was the fact that after constructing a secondary school at a place which was ostensibly given by the community, we end up with injunctions or demands that the school cannot open until the community is compensated. I plead that in order for us to help communities in building these schools, let us receive free land. But if there is an issue of compensation, it must be known and understood at the very beginning, not to wait until after the school has been constructed and then demanding payment and demanding that the school should not be opened. Investment made, but not being utilized. So it is my plea that where we are told that the community made land available, we should not be surprised later with demands for payment of compensation. But let me assure the honorable member for Chikwawa West that her request has been noted and the ministry will investigate and provide schools as necessary. Mulanje West, honorable member for Mulanje West, thank you very much, madam, for your questions. I have taken note of Luangwa and Mgodi. I think at Group Village Headman Parala, we will look at the distances as well, but we will certainly assist the people of Mulanje West with either 1 or 2 secondary schools as appropriate. The feeder schools that we were mentioning were rather 1 or 2, would prefer there are 3 or 4, but we will certainly make an investigation to ensure that there is equitable availability of educational facilities in Malawi and in all parts of the country. Let me place on record also that you spoke on behalf of Mulanje Bale, who can't ask questions on the floor. We will ask the Honorable First Deputy Speaker to indicate the places in his constituency requiring secondary schools for consideration. Dowa Central, will the minister consider? The minister always considers Dowa Central, I think it's Dowa Central East, for a school at Dowa Central.
So Dowa Central?
Excuse me, madam, at Kalipinde, at Sidze, near Kalipinde. We have taken note. Yeah. We have taken note of this question, Madam Dowa Central, and this request will be considered by the ministry upon making an assessment regarding the location of a secondary school in your constituency. But each constituency in this house not having benefited from the 250, we certainly know that there is a need for a secondary school in almost all the constituencies in the house. And in Chisi Central East, I think that our promises are always fulfilled. The honorable member was promised electricity by the minister speaking now when he was Minister of Energy, and the electricity was delivered. We will also deliver these schools, honorable member. In doing so, we'll be building the human capital of this nation also from your constituency, madam. I thank you very much for your question.
Thank you very much, Honourable Minister, for those answers. And we have, with that answer, we've concluded questions to the Minister of Education. And I see the Minister of Justice rising. Is that on a supplementary question, sir?
Not necessarily, Honorable Deputy Speaker. I thought I should support my honorable brother on the issues that have arisen. I'm seeing that these issues keep on arising. I think it arose from, is it Neno, on the issue of land and the land for projects. I think I thought I should put it on record.
Please, you have the floor.
Yes, yes. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Honorable First Deputy Speaker, sir. I just want to put on record in the House that in the implementation of Malawi 2063, we are left with 4 years for the first implementation period of 10 years. And in my meeting with the National Planning Commission, which was yesterday, the issue which keeps on arising here about land availability for flagship projects for us to attain the vision of 2063 arose. And I will be coordinating a government systems coordinating group, and in that coordination, I will be calling upon working with my brother, the Minister of Lands, and other ministries, so that we can have a proper system of land allocation for flagship projects to avoid communities or projects failing on the basis that the land which was given for projects was probably given wrongly or grabbed from communities. I thought that I should place it on record that we are going to put in a system through the governance systems coordination group, which is at a high ministerial level, which I'll be chairing to coordinate to sort out the problem of land allocation for flagship projects for us as a country to achieve 2063. I thought I should support my brother, the Minister of Education. Thank you, First Deputy Speaker.
Thank you very much. That's a very good communication coming from Honourable Minister of Justice and Government. We would like to thank you for that direction you've taken. Issues of land in the communities has indeed been a block in some areas. Some communities claiming land even after the project has started and confusing the processes. We have several districts that have gone claiming compensation on land that was already allocated to a flagship project. We would like to thank you on that. In a special way, I would like to thank the honourable member for Lilongwe Chiwamba. I think that's how we dress in Parliament. You are well dressed. You are well dressed for Parliament now.
A point of order. Yes.
Or is that point of order?
Remember,
of the
I'm
chair?
a member of Parliament, and I'm supposed to participate whatever is happening in this House.
Yes.
Thank you very much, First Deputy Speaker, for allowing formation to Lilongwe Chiwamba. Indeed, now I'm looking smart, even although yesterday also I was looked smarter than today. But allow me to say a word or two. Looking on our standing orders, mainly on 204. It is indeed very important that we should follow the standing order. Mainly on 204.1, the official dress for male members of National Assembly shall be a large suit, pair of long trousers, and a tie and jacket. For official dress for female, formal dress, dress suit, skirts, and the others. But I wonder, first, some women here, they are putting on dinner dress. Is it in order? No, I don't want to mention Zomba Malosa, but I'm just looking on this one. Yes. Is it in order?
Thank you very much, Honourable Member for Lilongwe Chiwamba. Today, indeed, you are well dressed for Parliament. The Chair has noted the quoting of Standing Order 204 and on the dress code. But when you ended up with female members of Parliament, I think the Chair actually noted your point, but I just want to tell you that women look so beautiful in those dresses they wear in Parliament. And women, members of parliament, are very flexible. Try to dress in a dress tomorrow, the one that Zomba Malosa is wearing, and see what will happen even before you get here. So our women parliamentarians, you're looking beautiful the way you're looking today, and the chair loves you all. Please continue to be honorable the way you are. Honorable members, it's 10:58 and a minute to go. We're going to be suspending for a half a break. I just wanted to recognize Madame Caroline Gerard of Nkando, Draham Village. She's a teacher. She's a special aunt to the honorable member for Mulanje West. So you see, the people of Mapuyo are bringing in 82. Mulanje West is only bringing 1. You'd appreciate the distances that people have to cover to come to parliament. So, Madam, you can rise. I know you're one of the teachers. You can especially rise. And so the auntie belongs to the same teachers that rose. Thank you very much and welcome in a special way to parliament. Your aunt is very proud of you and the people of Mulanje are very proud of you. Thank you very much. Honour member, you can sit. Thank you. Honour members, it is 11 o'clock in the morning. I now suspend the House for a half a break. We'll resume sitting at 11:30 a.m. House suspended.
Osaiwala kupanga subscribe ku channel ya AMTV Malawi.